Tonight I'm going to teach you how to make a pop-up card. The PDF is available on my blog, and there's this color version and also a black and white version if you want to color it yourself. You'll need this printout. I recommend putting it on cardstock, a pair of scissors, an X-Acto blade is useful, and some tape, or you can use glue, but I'd still use tape to hold it down in the interim. First thing you're going to do is cut along the center line. If you've got something like a paper cutter, you can do this faster and straighter that way, but I don't. This piece is going to be your card itself, and you're going to fold it in half. I usually like to use my fingernails to give it a little bit of a crease. And when you're done, these two little squares, these points should touch right on the center line. You can put that aside. And now you've got your monkey. You can cut him out with scissors, or if you're really anal, you can do it with an X-Acto blade. I'm not a big fan of cutting with scissors and X-Acto blade or otherwise, so I've tried to make these shapes as simple and basic so they're easy to cut out as possible. That's also why the black lines are so thick on this, is so even if you don't trim real exact, you'll have a nice black outline. Monkey butt. I realized after I drew him his eyes are a little crazy, but that's about what you'd expect from a flying monkey, right? I should also point out that I'm doing this very late at night after a long day, so if I say anything that's utterly goofy, well, that might not be why, but I'm going to use that as an excuse. Okay, this is the part that's really hard unless you use an X-Acto blade, because he's got this slit in his back and you're going to need to cut that out. And it'll be easier if you leave a little bit of a gap rather than making a single cut. If you actually make two, messed up a little bit there, so don't feel too bad if you have the same problem. So you've got a little bit of a gap there, you can see light through it. And this is a pretty dull X-Acto blade, so not the easiest thing in the world. But there you've got a little bit of a slit, and that's where his wings are going to come through. Now you're going to need to take the wing piece and fold it along that little line. And you might want to, at this stage, fold up these tabs just to get the crease in there. But you're going to fold them back down again because they don't feed through very well without it. And you want them to go like this, and you're going to feed this wing piece through the slit in the back. And if you've cut the slit as wide as it's shown, then it should fit through pretty well. Okay, now you can fold these up again. And like I said, you can use glue. If you do, you'll probably still want to use a little bit of tape just to hold it down while the glue is drying. But I'm going to take 2 pieces of tape, and you've got a center fold here, and that's going to fall right in the middle of the card. So you want to put the tape so it doesn't go into that crease too much. And this is the sticky side is facing towards the camera right now. And so if you fold them down, the tape's not going to be sticking to itself. Now this is a little bit tricky. But you take your card and you've got these 2 marks, and you can see one of these rectangles is significantly bigger than the other, and one of these tabs is significantly bigger than the other. And you're going to want to line these up with those little squares. And I would just sort of tap it down a little bit, but so that fold in the wing piece is going to line up with the fold in your card. And then it's a good idea, you're going to have to kind of shuffle this guy a little bit, but he should lay this way so that he's on the back side of the card. And you should be able to fold the card shut and seal that tape right in the fold. And you can see you've got nothing sticking out, although you may be able to see in the light. You can kind of see he comes pretty close, and his wing's really big, so his wing comes really far out. Okay, so when he's all finished and taped in there, when you open the card, you've got your monkey sort of springs up with the wing. Open and fold the card just a little, his wing will kind of flap, and he'll move. So I've left the rest of the card blank so you can write whatever you want in there, put whatever you want on the front. But yeah, just make sure that he's facing towards the front of the card when you close it. I'm not going to guarantee it's the most durable card ever, but that's what you get for a one-day pop-up card. So make your own, have fun. I encourage you to look online. There's ways to make lots of other pop-up cards. And again, in case you didn't see the blog, this was inspired by this Wizard of Oz pop-up book, which is done by Robert Sabuda. Pop-up stuff is basically what he does. And since I've got video here, sorry for moving the camera. But I can show you some of the stuff, such as the page with the flying monkeys that initially inspired this particular card. You can see I tried to make them very similar in design. It's my own illustration, not his, but I tried to keep to a similar sort of style. But yeah, I highly recommend this book. Robert Sabuda does amazing pop-up work. Oh. And this book is really cool. It's filled with like little pop-up things on every single page. I'm melting! And I like this one where the hammer hits the anvil. So yeah, a lot of these are way more complex than what I've done. But you gotta start somewhere. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed my project. Thanks.